Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Fusion. In the last episode, we explored Sector 2, unlocked the level 1 hatches, had a run-in with the SAX, and then we came here to Sector 4 and defeated Ceres, and got ourselves a shiny new speed booster. In this episode, we are lowering the water level, so we're getting around the electrified water problem not by turning off the power, but just by lowering the water such that it's no longer electrified. So now that we've done that, we are going to blow this popsicle stand, this sector. I'll try to do another really hard, nope, Shine Spark. You can do another really low profile Shine Spark right there and basically go through all that. So we will have to stop for this missile expansion, however. So if you're going for any percent, you'll probably skip that missile expansion and just head straight through this area, so that Shine Spark can save you quite a bit of time. On our way back, have to deal with this. They're teaching you about a mechanic where if you defeat an enemy and it spawns an X parasite, then it can form another enemy if you let it, roam around for a while. Some of them are like pre-programmed to do that. If they flash white, then you can't actually absorb them until they turn into whatever enemy they want. But it can also happen with X parasites that don't do that as well. So Ceres had been infected by the X2. Well, as a result, you recovered another ability. At this rate, you may be able to face the SAX yet. But that's a ways off. HQ has more support data, this time it's missile upgrade data. You desperately need this, but the data room here is sealed with a level 4 lock, the highest security level. Let's avoid opening sensitive areas unless it's necessary. Also, the route to the data room in Sector 2 is blocked by still more SAX activity. I know a deliberate activity pattern, as if it is blocking your recovery intentionally. Samus, it looks like your best option for this download is in Sector 3, PYR. You will find the PYR data room on your map after using a navigation room there. Is your objective clear? Now head for Sector 3. So, one fun thing that you can do is there is enough room in those sectors before the elevators that you can get a Shine Spark charge before you talk to the computer at the navigation station. And if you charge your Shine Spark, you can actually kind of do a nifty little jump into the next room. Doesn't really save all that much time, but it just kind of looks a little flashy, so you'll probably see me doing that quite a bit. Thankfully, the X have not invaded this area yet. The data room here is sealed by another security hatch. In order to download, you must find the security room here and activate level 2 hatches. This may allow the SAX and X parasites into the area, but we are left with no choice. Your recovery is our main goal. The data room is here. As I explained, security rooms can't be shown on the map. Be careful, Samus, you will see very violent organisms here, and avoid the ultra-heated areas. Your suit can't take such high temperatures yet, but we're working on it. Level 2 hatches are green. Release the lock and proceed to the data room for download. Super missile data is ready. Your firepower will triple. First activate green hatches, then go to the data room. There are no ultra-heated areas on this route, so turn back if you enter one. So Sector 3 is the obligatory fire-based area, as evidenced, by the red walls. So I'm gonna try to do. Nope, I didn't get it. So we'll just have to do the backup, or not. Okay, I'm good at this game. Oh no. Oh, you know what's funny? People complain about the Super Metroid shine sparking being a little tough because of how tight the timing is to activate it, but sometimes the new shine spark mechanics trip me up more than they should. You think having that little pause in there would make it a little bit easier, but not always the case. Here, I'm just gonna, have some fun here. So I do need to actually get down to the floor here and kill those guys, because there's a missile expansion down here. I don't know why I was pausing for so long, but there you go. Alright. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do another Shine Spark. Well, not a Shine Spark. We can actually just run and jump for this one, but we'll need to build up a charge to get back through this area. Here's the fun little trick that you can do. Shine Sparking is very effective at killing things. It'll kill most enemies. But, you don't really get the opportunity to kill a lot of enemies with it. For now, we're going to keep on moving forward. So this missile expansion right here is affectionately referred to as Bob by the Metroid Fusion community. That is the missile that is very difficult to skip. So if you're going for a low percent run, because of how the game works, the major upgrades which you are forced to get, the major upgrades don't count towards percentage. So you can theoretically finish the game with 0% if you don't collect that missile expansion. But for most human players, it requires a Shine Spark trick that is super tight on the timing. It's possible in real time, but it's very difficult. So usually, dang it, I messed that up. Most human players going for low percent runs will, just do 1%. So you do have to stand on that platform there in front of the door to activate that shaking thing. What's interesting is that you don't actually have to get the shaking to trigger to get the boss to show up. Spoilers, there's a boss coming in, less than a minute, probably. But anyways, yeah, 0%, 1%, Bob. I don't know why it's called Bob, but it is. For now, though, we're going to turn our focus to the security robot, which I totally just missed. This is going well. So, the general gist is that you can only shoot the middle part. That's the only vulnerable part. It's going to launch those bombs at you. They have a timer on them. They'll go high and then low. And that's pretty much the fight. It can't hit you when it jumps. Also, another fun little thing. This debris that falls down, you can actually stand inside of it. And once you go outside of it, though, you can't go back in. It's just a neat little thing. Has no practical use, but, it's a thing. Oops. Just trying to be, clever and kill the enemies on the ground. So there's a missile expansion up in the top left corner. I'm usually bad about hitting that, just because of how low the diagonal Shine Spark angle is. For whatever reason, I'm never expecting it to be as low as it is, and it always trips me up. There's an energy tank here. You don't actually have to... Yeah, well, I guess I'm not going to show that off right now, but you don't have to do the Shine Spark in order to get it, you can get it from below, but since it's not that hard to hit that Shine Spark, I figured, you know, may as well do it. So I'm going to do a quick check here to make sure that we have everything that we should. So we're at 6 energy tanks, 120 missiles, so we're all set for now. We explored comparatively little of this sector. There's still quite a bit that we haven't seen yet, but don't worry, we'll get back to that later. I see that you encountered a rogue security robot. You may destroy it if you meet it again. Your safety is vital. But as to your brief, level 2 security locks are released, so sectors 5 and 6 are open. That means those sectors have likely been infiltrated by X. They are much harder to stop than we initially suspected. Sector 5 is Sub-Zero. You're still susceptible to cold from the vaccine side effects, so you'll take damage if you even set foot in there. Avoid Sector 5 for now, but in the meantime, HQ is working on data to adjust your suit for extreme temperatures. Once we have the transmission, you can download it, but the X have destroyed the data, all the data rooms that you've used so far. I no longer doubt their capacity for critical thought. You'll have to use the data room in the night habitat, Sector 6, NOC. Go to Sector 6 and access a navigation room there. I can read today, apparently. Alright, tread lightly, Samus. You are the only one who can do this, and the X may be much more dangerous than we know. Shoutouts to the music again. Being great. You know, gotta get my obligatory shoutouts to the music in this episode. Does Samus suspect anything? No, I do not think so. Good. Monitor her closely. Affirmative. Out. The plot thickens. And the plot's already pretty thick already, but you know, in case you needed more plot, there's some more plot for you. Sector 6, being the night habitat, is purple. Various suit data is here from HQ, ready to download. Get moving to a data room. But there's a problem. X from the Sub-Zero sector, ARC, are in Sector 6. And they've been changed by the cold. If you absorb one, you'll be frozen from within. This seems like a deliberate tactic. Once you download the various suit modification, you'll be out of danger. Just be extremely careful until then. The NOC data room is here. Remember, avoid the blue X. Use your beam to stun them in order to get by. And be careful. They are hunting you actively now, Samus, and this area is very dark. Proceed with extreme caution. So, let's see, I should be able to get a Shine Spark here. So, of course it did. So, whenever you're Shine Sparking, you're you're invincible when you're Shine Sparking. You're also invincible when you're using the speed booster to run. However, when you have the charge stored, you're still vulnerable to taking damage. So if you get hit, while you have it charged, but you haven't used the charge, then you'll just lose the charge. And that can also happen to you while you're about to Shine Spark. So that's what happened to me there. Enemy came from behind and hit me. We've got a pair of expansions here, a missile to the left and an energy tank to the right, that are pretty easy to get. There's your first blue X-Parasite. I think those do about 30. I'm going to try not to find out just yet. Oh, that is the wrong room. This is the wrong room. Well, I paid for that. Oh, that's what happens when you don't remember things properly. There is a blue X in that block right there. Oh, that was wonderful. I don't know why I did that. You just run straight through it. Well, luckily, my mistake won't end up meaning that much. There's an energy tank right here. Otherwise, I would have been a little bit more concerned with taking that much damage. Oh, hey, power bombs. We don't have those. Hey, guys, it's the SAX. Maybe if I whisper, it won't hear me. So it's gonna lay a power bomb here, and if you want to not get damaged, go all the way back to the beginning there. You can stay here and it won't notice you, but you will get hurt by the power bomb. And you know, as always, if you don't want to get seen by the SAX, just be patient. Wait for the footsteps to disappear. The music will also change too to let you know that you're in the clear. And we're good. Okay, so this area is a little tricky to navigate. Okay, well, you know, I'll take that damage. There's a missile expansion over here, and in order to get it, you do need to unveil that blue X. It's really hard to get around it without getting hurt. So, gonna be a little bit more clever. Try to get around that one. So now that we have super missiles, those will kill the eye doors in one hit. So we don't have to worry about using the charge beam up close anymore to do it quickly. Hey, that was mine. That was rude. So we have another boss coming up. This is the large Corex. You can use the same close range charge beam strategy with this. You know, if it actually cooperates. And that will get some damage in faster. Now what makes this one a lot easier to do that too is that the hitbox is so big, so if it runs into you, you just shoot it while you're inside of it. You know, you'll get the close range hit, you know, guaranteed pretty much. And there we go. So the various suit is now ours. And of course, it changes the color of our suit. With the graphics, it's a bit hard to tell. You can tell that it's yellow, obviously, but the other parts of the suit that aren't kind of the main material, like the original suit parts, are actually pink. So, you know, looks pretty nice. One detail that I really love is that right after you get the various suit in that the room that we climbed up, the X actually just, you know, went into us thinking, oh, we're gonna hurt Samus. But, you know, after you go to the next room and then come back, they're now afraid of you. So whereas you had to freeze them in order to prevent them from attacking you before, now they're gonna run away from you. So I think that's a really cool shift in behavior, you know, based on, you know, them realizing, oh, we can't hurt her anymore, you know, let's not go after her and let's actually run away. Alright, we're actually full on health, so we really don't need to do that. Alright, so what we need to do now is we've got one more expansion to pick up on our way out. And then we should be good. So it's this door right here. I'm pretty sure there's nothing technically preventing you from getting this before. But, you know, there are the blue X there, so that's kind of why I saved it until afterwards. And of course that bottom block came back because we can't have nice things. So that will do it for Sector 6. And we're actually going to be at a pretty decent stopping point, so I will get back to the right before the navigation room, and then we'll call it there. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Fusion. I've been redxparasite, signing out.